Hey, welcome back, guys. This video, I think I've already covered this topic, maybe I haven't, and some of you may think this is really basic, but really this video is kind of just I guess you could say like a refresher, and on top of that, it's mainly for my buddy Matt. He is someone who is like me, who had, or still has, he has a ton of cards. He sent me his collection, video by video, but over Facebook it's only like 20 seconds per. And so this video is just going over like how to try and find out what card you have. And that might sound silly, like, and so I'm on this page right now. You can see, like, I'm on an eBay page and it shows Blastoises, and it may seem really obvious, and like some of you may already know this, and this video is probably not for you then, but for others, especially if you have a card that's kind of harder to find, I like to use eBay. If eBay doesn't work out, I'll go into deeper formats, but there's a reason why I like eBay. Now, granted, I'm not good at editing. We're just going to do it all with the screen sharing, and I just picked Blastoise for the heck of it. So let's say you were looking up base Blastoise. Now that's probably pretty easy. That's probably a way easier one, right? But here are some things to denote from base Blastoise versus another card, and we'll get to what to look for and why. So, if you're looking at your card, you've got your Blastoise, and we know this is base Blastoise. There's no symbol to the left or right, so it's base. Now, if you didn't know it was base, one way to look up a Blastoise, or to look up any card, so you've got your name up top, Blastoise, and then you've got this. This is one of the most important things right here. This bottom, I can't. Let me click. Alright, this bottom right corner, this number, this 2/102, and the name are fairly important. Now, of course, we'll also go over like if you have issues to where you don't know the name because maybe the card's in a foreign, foreign language. So let's go ahead and we'll go back. Now, 2/102. And so, for example, if I type in Blastoise, spelling his name wrong, I should have picked an easier Pokemon. 2/102. Don't pick up most of these cards. Now, this doesn't seem like super solid like D&D, but or DD, due diligence, but like you're looking up your own card, so you have a picture of like your own card in hand, so you can kind of see, oh, that's my card. Yeah, this is it, and then you can read more information just based on looking at eBay listings. Like, oh, so it's a Blastoise, it's a Holo Rare Pokemon base set unlimited. And of course, if you don't know what Shadowless is or not, because the number of things not going to work for base and Shadowless, just Shadowless and base set actually have the same numbers, but you just have to know that difference. So let me show you some more things, right? See, 2/102, Shadowless card. But let's do something else, right? Let's say, let's say you do recognize the Pokemon, right? Let me see if I can get one with a number for the Japanese set. Japanese Blastoise. Sorry, I spelled that wrong, but eBay will get it right. Will it? Not quite like Google? Okay, I have to get that spelled exactly right. There we go. Okay, so again, Japanese. Now again, of course we know this is Blastoise, and I'll get to another point where, like, if you don't know the Pokemon. So, Japanese Blastoise, if you're looking at a Japanese card, of course, you're probably not going to be able to read the name, unless you read Japanese, like, congrats. But again, this is where you would go. Your numbers down here. The Japanese cards don't have like a 2/102 or something. They just have just the number it is. And again, if you have the card on hand, you're just going to go ahead and do Japanese, and you're going to put that number in. Now, we know this is Blastoise, so for example, if you were to put in, I don't even think you have to include Japanese. I think if you do just Blastoise number 009, I bet you, get a whole bunch of Japanese Blastoises. So you can presume that you have now found, oh, that's weird, that must be at Evolutions, or no, I guess base. So, now you can see that's how you can really kind of find that card, is using that number on the bottom. And then, of course, the card on hand that you have on hand. Now, you may run into an issue to where like you don't know the name of your Pokemon because it's in Japanese. So let's go ahead and pick something else. Let's, this is where it becomes a little more difficult, and I've actually never had to deal with this because I spent some time to find the cards. In fact, let's go ahead and go with this way. I believe it was the, so if you do, I know, I just Googled, I'm sorry, force of habit, Pokemon symbols. This is one I like, Card Maven, and it goes in. I know I already did a video specifically on Card Maven, but it goes specifically by year, and then it has a symbol to the right. So, for example, let's say again, you had a Japanese card, and you don't know the Pokemon on it. I mean, we all know this is Blastoise. In fact, this is probably one of the coolest Blastoise cards out there. I'm not trying to be nostalgic. I mean, you literally have his barrel facing back towards you, and he's in a pose of like, yeah, fuck around and find out. But again, you've got your symbol right here. You've got the little R, the Team Rocket R, and so, oh, I think maybe there's even a year on these. Oh, if there is a year on the Japanese cards, it's probably in Japanese. I don't see it. But, okay, you have a Japanese card, you don't see the year. That's fine. You're just going for that symbol. So you're just going to scroll on down until you find that symbol. And you're going to go, oh, that's the card. It belongs to Team, well, that's the symbol. It belongs to Team Rocket series. Then you're going to click on it. And then you're going to go, oh, that's fine. Oh, that's the picture of that card. Oh, that card is called a Dark Blastoise. So that's how you figure that out. And it seems really simple, but for some people this isn't so much, especially if they're buying new cards. Like for me, I buy a lot of new cards. I try and aim for cards that I know, but if anyone knows my channel, I buy a lot of cards by just the set. I buy them on eBay, I buy them on Facebook Marketplace. I personally prefer eBay Marketplace, or sorry, Facebook Marketplace. Combine the two there. I personally prefer Facebook Marketplace because usually that means we're going to go see them in person. I prefer eBay for the deals, but it's riskier because I'm not going to see those cards in person. And if they don't have it set up like this is on eBay, and this card is made to where I can really zoom in. Like this really lets me see a lot of the details. I can again see another picture of it, and I can zoom in and see the back, and I can see the back of it. Now, if there's one thing I could critique on this card, is this person did it on a white background. If you To me, that makes it seem like he or she is trying to hide details. Because if you were to show this card and here's a close-up, so you can really see there's actually quite a few dents on the card. Now, those are probably worse than they look because this is super close-up, but I also get really suspicious when I see something like this and the card is shown with a white background. Sorry, I'm deviating going into card quality, but if something's shown with a white background, they're usually trying to hide their whiting. Now, we can look real close and we can see some of the whiting at the top here of the back of the card and a few of the whiting marks on the side, and just as a really good close-up photo. But really, if they weren't really afraid of the condition of this card, they would have put it on a blue background. And anyways, they put LP light played, and I agree this is probably a light played card, but kind of borderline medium played. Definitely not heavily played. I have seen eBay is kind of interesting with the heavily played and the damaged category when they're trying to list their cards. But I would agree this is a light played card, borderline medium played, specifically because of these. But again, these probably just look bad because of how close up this photo is. But again, that's what I would do to try and find my card. And so another example, we'll use newer sets, right? Because newer sets are a little bit harder for people like me and people my age because we're just not into the newer sets, to be honest. And really, I dropped a video to where there's actually way too many Pokemon sets, in my opinion. I don't want them to stop making Pokemon cards. That would definitely be great for collectors in a sense because the prices of everything would skyrocket that's already made. I think one thing that keeps kind of prices from skyrocketing, although it does feel like it for some sets, but I think one of the things that keeps sets from skyrocketing is the fact there's always more Pokemon cards, just newer sets. And so, for example, like I would have probably never guessed this symbol meant the Team Up series. And so, like, I'd have to come across a card that has this symbol, and I'm not going to look up a Team Up card, but for example, I would look at my Japanese card, and I'd be like, I don't know what this Pokemon is, and oh, but it's got this weird zig, like, crossing line symbol, and I'd scroll through it and be like, oh, hey, this one is the exact same symbol, and I'd click it, and I'd be like, okay, interesting. Okay, so these are the cards that are in it. I'm looking for my card. I'm looking for my card. I'm looking for my card. And at this point, your card's in Japanese, but you're looking for the the picture of it. And you're like, oh, this is the picture of it. Oh, it's a Blastoise, and this is the and these are the numbers. So it's a 25 of 181. I can probably see some pictures. I can see. Oh, it wants me to do whatever. Okay, so I can see a picture of it here and the back of it. So I know that this is what the attack is. I know what this is the ability is in English. And this is the year it was made, and that's the name of the Pokemon, and then here's the number for the English version if I needed it for some reason. But this is how I typically do it. I usually use Card Maven when I'm just making my grading videos. Definitely makes things a lot quicker. And a lot of my cards that I'm sending in for grading are usually in English. I do know most of my cards, even the Japanese ones, but there are a few Pokemon here and there that I still don't know, just because there is a ton of them now. I do not have all the symbols memorized. I'm not going to lie on that. I've got the promo symbol memorized. I've got Tropical Island. I've got all the WotC symbols memorized. The only part where you can get me lost is the Neos. I know Neogenesis. I get confused with these others. I know Southern Lines. I get confused between Neo Revelation, Neo Destiny, and Neo Discovery. And then Gym Challenger and Gym Heroes. I know what they are. I just forget which one goes to where. And I just go off the trainer and write Gym Series anyways when I'm sending cards in. Not a huge deal. I don't know any of the McDonald's series. So this is a really great tool. And this is a shout out to my buddy Matt. He does have some insane cards, some cards that I haven't seen on anyone's channel before. I am seeing if Matt is willing to send those to me at some point to add to the channel. He wants to get them graded, and I'll probably try and help him out. Since I know Matt in real life, I've known Matt since we were a lot younger. So I can definitely help him out with getting those graded. He had cards up to. He's definitely had some cards that I've never seen before. I don't think he had anything past this. I think they were somewhere down here. Hopefully we'll get Matt's cards on here and we'll be able to see them. This video is more of a shout out to Matt in terms of what to look for, because we live many states away. Like right now we live like 2,000 miles away. So right now, Matt, this is, use cardmaven.com to help you look up the symbols. So you can look up those cards yourselves. eBay, and then usually you just type in, this isn't eBay, we're on eBay, but that's not the eBay search bar. So, like, if you knew you had a Charizard, you type in Charizard, and that is really surprising that came up first versus the card. And you look around till you find a card number that matches your card number, or like you'll find a picture first sometimes, or like this does the card number, this one doesn't. So you're like, oh, what's the card number for this one? I have this one, and you look at it and you're like, number 19. What else? Oh, so 19 of 189. So yeah, this is my card. There's also, I understand too, sometimes they reprint cards. Man, I can't remember. They reprinted a few cards to where it's actually a different series, but it's the exact same art. Of course, like base set 2 and base set 1 are examples. Evolutions, for example. Evolutions, base set 1, base set 2, they're all the same art. Now, there is the symbol differentiator, and there's also the number differentiator. So the number for the set actually varies between all three of those cards, but the art will remain the same. So you can have a Ninetales, and that Ninetales will have the same art for base set 1, base set 2, and for evolutions. So that does happen, so you should be aware of that. I believe there's even some with the even more modern cards to where they use the same art, but it's a different set and it's a different number, and so you just gotta pay attention. That's really it. There's really not too much to it besides the name and the number. And this always threw me off for a little while that this was correct, because back in the day, cards never went over the amount of cards that there were supposed to be. But, that's how they do the whole hyper rare, secret rare, ultra rare sort of thing. And so that just happens. Thanks for watching. Bye.